Hi everyone, Melissa here. I am very excited to be back doing hopefully my normal schedule of videos again. And I'm excited to be doing this design today. I'm going to be using a few new items that I haven't had a chance to use yet. First one is going to be this foil gel from Dipp'd. It's pretty new. I know a lot of people have it already. I've had it for a while, but with my move, I haven't had a chance to use it. I'm also going to be using one of her foils. I'm going to be using this white lace sheet of foil for my design. And I'm also going to be using these new glass files that I got in during my move. They're from bohemianglassnailfee.com, but they're adorable. They're these little glass files, and they are, it's all hand painted art with little crystals on it, and they're so pretty. So I'm excited to be trying these out. I also have this really cool tool that I'm going to be using. It's a water marbling tool for cleaning up cuticles. I got this one from Dipp'd, but I know a lot of different brands have these, and they're very useful for a lot of different things. So let's go ahead and get started with the design. The colors I'm going to be using today, I'm going to be using two of the colors from the Dipp'd Summer Trio. So I have Deception here, which is a really nice lighter kind of pink color, and Swindled, which is a beautiful, really like micro glitter. It has a beautiful shimmer to it, like shimmery glitterness to it. And then I'm also going to be using Innocence Glows by Dipp'd. So these three colors, and I'm going to be doing some color blocking and some foil stuff. So let's go ahead and jump right into getting my nails dipped. So far I have some builder gel on here, and then I have a layer of gel top coat and 2 layers of peel base. So I'm going to go ahead and get my nails that have no design on them dipped out right now, and then we'll come back to get the design done.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can.
Alright, so I have those colors down. I've got Innocence Glows on my pinky, I've got Deception on the pointer, and then Swindled on these two. Now the color block is going to have some Deception and some Swindled in it, and then we're also going to have a nice clear spot where we're going to end up putting some foil to be part of that color block. So I'm going to go ahead and get started color blocking. The first thing I want to do, because I have peel base down on this nail, I want to put a layer of dip base over the top. This will prevent the peel base from lifting off when I peel the nail tape off. Okay, now we'll leave that is dry. So we're gonna go ahead and place our nail tape. So we're gonna use this thin nail tape. It is amazing for color blocking because it peels off easily, it sticks well, and also because it is nice and thin, it can be used for the kind of chevron design that I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to kind of do a chevron here. So I'm going to go ahead and take my nippers and clip this in a straight line. Then we're kind of going to determine how low we want the chevron to go and about where the center is. Try and figure out center. We want the chevron to go about here. Okay, then I'm just going to place the bottom corner here, right where that dot was that I made. And bring that up at an angle. I'm going to use this little water marble tool to make sure it's pressed down well in the side there. Can get out of the way, little guy. So that it's pressed down nicely into there so that I know that my color block is going to come all the way into the cuticle. Okay, so I've got the tape down where I want it. And I think it's pretty even. Even enough. Okay, so next I'm going to start applying the colors. So the top color and the bottom color, I'm going to be doing swindled up here and then deception down here. So I'm going to start with my cap down here so that I can pour over and pour into the cap, and then we can pour back into the jar and you don't waste any pretties. So we're going to just put a nice even layer here. You don't want to go too much over the tape. It makes it more difficult to pull off. And it can pull off your glitter with it. You don't want that. Just going to put that there and then pour over. Okay, we're going to do that the same with the other color. Again, you don't want too much on the brush. You want to make sure you get up in that corner. Okay, and we're going to do brush off, and then we're going to do a second layer with both colors, so we didn't get a lot of coverage with that one. So we're going to go in with it again just to cover the rest of that spot. Okay, now we're going to try and get this tape off in a nice even manner. If you pull straight up, you're more likely to pull the dip with it to get a nice straight line. With glitters, they tend to clump together, so you want to be careful about that because it could end up pulling a whole area of your dip off. So you just want to do it slowly and make sure that everything is coming off the way you want it to and not the way you don't want it to. Okay, so my solid came nice and clean. I have a little bit here that didn't quite come off with the glitter because it did clump, and I'm just gonna get my nippers here and clip. By the way, off topic, I don't know if you're all hearing the chirping of the birds. I know my husband's gonna try and cut it out in post, but I have a little bird's nest underneath my balcony in my bedroom, and I just hear these little baby birds all day long, and I actually kind of love it, but I know that you're probably gonna hear them in the video, so. Okay, so now is usually the time when I would come in with something like one of these small files, like this small glass file. If you have edges that didn't quite come up, you would want to activate, and then you could file just right along this edge to clean up if you need to, but this all came together pretty cleanly, so I'm not too worried about that. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and go into the next step, which will be putting on my clear. So I'm just going to freehand this part because it's just clear, and I'm gonna just kind of fill in the empty space, the spot with nothing on it. I get those stray glitters off of there if I can. So I'm just going to get just a little bit of liquid, not too much, and I'm going to come in and just try and fill in this empty space with dip base. I think I just had a little bit too much, it's starting to pool, but I'm just going to brush off more and then use this to fill in over here. Okay, now I'm gonna do just a couple layers of clear over the entire nail to just make it all nice and even so we can file, and I'm actually gonna do a dip of clear over here and over here. Okay, I've got all my clear down. Now I'm going to go ahead and activate and file all of these. Okay, so just gonna do how I usually do, going along the side and then around the cuticle. Okay, I really like that because you don't feel a roughness against your skin. It doesn't cut or harm your cuticles in any way, which is really nice. But it still has enough grit to smooth out that cuticle area with your dip. So I think this might be my new go-to for cuticle work. All right, so I got that filed. Let's dust her off. Next step will be to add our foil sheet. So now it is time to work with this handy dandy foil gel. Now the actual instructions for this say to apply gel base first. However, I am going to be a risk taker and not do that because I'm only applying it to this little area, and then I'm going to be encapsulating it with some dip liquids and dip top coat. I believe the only reason for the gel base is to help keep the foil gel on to adhere, to help it adhere to the nail. I think that I will be fine without using that, but we'll see. This is you get to learn. So I'm going to be using just my little detail brush here. I still have a tag on it, which is weird. Okay, just a little detail brush I got from Michael's, and I'm going to take just the tiniest bit of this foil gel on the brush, and I'm going to try to apply a nice even layer just in this clear portion of the color block. If you don't want to have to freehand this part, you can put more of the color blocking tape down to map out your lines. You would want to do a partial cure, so like a 5-second cure, 5-10 second cure, and then peel the tape up so that it doesn't get cured on too much. It'll get difficult to remove if you cure the liquid too much with the tape. And then cure it the rest of the way for the time that is necessary for the foil gel. Just kind of giving it a tap, tap, tap to help it level out a little bit and make it nice and a nice level layer. Okay, so now we're going to cure it. The instructions for the foil gel say 30 seconds. I believe that this amount of time, it might vary depending on your lamp. So if your lamp is a really high wattage, you may need to cure slightly less. If it's a lower wattage, you may need to cure slightly more. Mine is 86 watt and it works perfectly for the 30-second cure. You can check out in my things I always use in my description for the video and see which one I use and try and decide what might be best for yours. But I'm just gonna cure this for 30 seconds and then we'll see if I can get this foil to stick. Okay, so now that's cured, we're gonna take our foil sheet. You wanna take the transfer side. With this, it's kind of difficult to tell which is which, but I can tell because it folded this way that this is the inside. And we are going to take, you can take a little thing of tissues, you can take a cotton swab or whatever you have handy, and some rubbing alcohol. I'm just gonna give this a nice wipe down. That will make sure that any oils or dust particles or anything are removed. You don't want to wipe too hard. You can wipe the foil off. You see I did right there on accident. But it'll just make sure that this is cleaned up and ready to actually stick to your nail, because oils, dust particles, all that stuff can keep the foil from actually sticking. And now we're just going to figure out what spot we want here. Okay, and once it's kind of stuck in one spot, you want to get something to rub the foil onto the nail. So I'm going to be using this the back end of my water marble tool, and I'm just going to start rubbing this on here. If you get little wrinkles, little air bubbles, things like that, those are parts that are going to not stick to the nail. So you want to make sure you work out any wrinkles, any air bubbles, and really get some good pressure on there to push that foil into the nail. We're going to treat it like a band-aid and just rip that sucker off and hope for the best. So here we go. Okay, so it worked pretty well. We have a couple spots that were missed down here at the bottom, and you can actually just put the foil right back in place. What is right back in place? What does that even mean? Right back in place. And just press in that spot that you missed or that didn't stick. Just give it a good rub. Good amount of pressure. So I'm happy with that because I am going to be doing some gel designs to draw in the line there, basically, to kind of outline it. So I'm going to be using my 2D Gelish Art Form gel in white, and again my little detail brush here, which I'm going to give a little pinch so that I have a nice thin strip with the brush, and I'm going to use that just to draw some lines to outline the color block. All right, now I'm gonna do a layer of dip base just to seal this design in, and then I'm gonna activate everything and go ahead and top coat. Right, and there we are with the finished product. I mean, it's very pink, and anybody who knows me knows that I never truly love anything I wear that's very pink, but it's cute. I like the lace detail. Can't complain. Either way, it was a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next time.